Okay, so can somebody come in whether my voice is audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So today's class is the introductory class, which will introduce you how to code the singly linked list. So let us start today's class. Okay, good morning, everybody. So there are 37 students. Maybe after another 10 or 15 minutes in between, I'll take the attendance. Okay, 38 students. Fine. So we'll continue our last class topic, that is the data structures implementation in C++ IDE. So in the last class, we discussed what is the importance of data structures and how the data structures are classified, and what is the actual reason or justify the need of studying the data structures. Okay, so all of you, I think you are all dropping the roll numbers. Fine, drop in the chat box. Those who have joined, all of you, I request drop the roll numbers. So it's not that I'm taking it for granted. It's not that I'm. Okay, students, somebody's microphone is on. I could able to hear some of the backside running TV program. Yeah, now it is okay. Now it is. I'm not getting any disturbance. Can somebody acknowledge today's is this PPT and the whiteboard? These two are visible. I'm just making a transition
Yes,
in these two contents.
Visible, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, so let us recall the fundamentals, what we have discussed in the last class. So, what is the definition of data structure? Data structure is defined as the mechanism by using which the programmer is tackling the data in a structured way, wherein the data needs to be stored in memory. So here, the memory is the data memory, that is RAM. Okay, and we have already came through different data structures that includes arrays, okay, then structures, and array of structures, array of pointers, strings, and so on. Okay, so next point is justify the advantages of data structures. So what is the advantage? It is very easy for a programmer to pinpoint a specific record, either to store the data into that record as well as to fetch the data from that record. And what does the record contains? The record contains the meaningful data, which is a sort of, which is derived from the user's requirement, or whatever user has given as the input, that is treated as extremely crucial input because that is the data. Okay, so is the first point is clear? What is a data structure and what is the advantage of usage of a data structure? So data structure is nothing but it is the mechanism or technical representation of data that you are storing in the data memory. Okay, and the advantage of data structure is in order to read the data from the user through what? Through our application. And once the data is available, you need to come up with logics or interpretation of how that data needs to be preserved in data memory. So that is point one. And from that data memory, how to fetch the data back again in order to read or analyze and tackle the data. Okay, so is the first point is clear? Can somebody come in?
yes, sir.
Okay. Now, second point is what are the classifications of data structures? Data structures are classified as linear data structures and non-linear data structures. So, what all we have done till last class were coming under linear data structures. Examples includes 1D arrays, 2D arrays, okay, 3D arrays. If you are imagining in the context of creating a point in a vector space, or in a three-dimensional point. Then other examples also include the linear data structures include the strings, okay, and array of multiple strings and array of pointers. So these are all linear data structures. Okay, so we have also discussed in the last class what are the disadvantages of arrays. Okay, so point number one is in arrays, you talk about collection of only similar data items. But second very important disadvantage of arrays was whether you are defining an array and whether you are creating an array at compilation time or at runtime, the memory must be continuous. Okay, so these are the main disadvantages, two disadvantages of arrays. In arrays, you have static arrays and dynamic arrays that we have elaboratedly discussed in the last class. I hope now by this time, point number one and point number two are clear now. Now in point number two, there is a second segment of in the second point, you are asked to mention the need for studying the nonlinear data structures. So this is a very important point. The need for studying the nonlinear data structure is for achieving the mechanism of storing and retrieving the data in computational systems that has very tight memory constraints within brackets, which has very limited data RAM. Okay, so not all the computing systems will be equipped with high-end data memories of order of GBs. Okay, such as 1 GB, 2 GB, 4 GB RAM based systems. In order to design the product cost itself will go very high. So unless and otherwise there is a actual that much of computing need is there, you don't require that too much of data memory. So in order to optimize the cost, engineers needs to design electronic systems with reduced cost. As a part of cost reduction, the data memory which would be available to the programmer will be very limited. Now, because you have a processor which is connected to a memory with the reduced RAM, we have to inevitably study the mechanism of tackling data to store it, to preserve it, and to process it by means of different non-linear data structures. So this is the justification for second part of second question. So am I clear? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. So next, third is what is the definition of a singly linked list? So in order to understand the computational logics required for storing and fetching back the data in a memory constrained applications, the entry point of studying the algorithms of nonlinear data structures are singly linked lists. Now coming to the definition of a singly linked list, the data can be visualized as a 1D or 2D or any dimensional data set with the usage of self-referential structure such that inside the structure it will hold the entity of the data of one record along with the pointer to the self node itself that will maintain the address of the next record. Okay, so let me again redefine what is singly linked list. Singly linked list is defined as a self-referential structure which is maintained with one record data of a specific record. Okay, so you are having the data, and along with the data, we also will have a pointer to the next consecutive record. But this next consecutive record's address need not be continuous. So as an example, so if you see this whiteboard, you have a structure by name node where X is the data, T next is pointer to the next node. So please notice that when you are asked to define what is the definition of singly linked list, you need to write that it is a self-referential structure-based approach that maintains the data of one record and pointer to the next record, whose next record's address need not be continuous. So therefore, the strategy of linking discrete memory locations in RAM, the strategy of linking discrete memory locations in RAM with each node representing an individual data item which logically resembles an array is called as a singly linked list. Okay, so am I clear? I have completed 1, 2, and then 3. Am I clear? Can somebody acknowledge?
Sir, can you redefine it, sir? Right.
Okay, so a singly linked list is defined as the technical mechanism. It is the technical mechanism of maintaining a self-referential structure such that discrete memory locations of data memory are logically connected by keeping a pointer to the same node type. See, please understand technically what is happening. Okay, definition will come automatically. I think I have told some 3 to 4 different sentences for the same definition of singly linked list. What matters is whether you are in a position to understand the technicality of the definition of a singly linked list. It is very simple. See, remember in layman point of view, you keep on start begging the memory for one record. Okay, so if it is available in that record, keep the data, and in that record itself, you also hold a pointer that type itself, where the address of the next node you can able to reach by taking that pointer. Okay, so therefore you are maintaining a link, right? So therefore the address of the next record need not be continuous. It can be any other unused discrete memory. So in other words, the logical representation of maintaining a link which are physically discrete memory locations is called as a singly linked list. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Clear? Now in the rest
Yes, sir.
of today's class, we will be spending on 4 and 5, which is very crucial and which is extremely important. Okay, so what we will do is we will now construct a singly linked list to maintain 1D array of unknown integers as the data set, prompting the user with the following options. Just go through the fourth topic. So you are asked to construct a singly linked list to maintain a 1D integer data where the number of data sets are also not known, prompting with the following options. One is allow the user to add as many number of nodes as the user wants. Second is display the list till now whatever the user has. If the user has not entered anything, then you say that list is empty. And the third is just terminate the application. So with this, we are entering into how do we need to code in order to maintain a singly linked list. So am I clear? Now I'll be using the whiteboard and I'll be using, I may not come to this, I don't need this slide now. So I'll be switching between the whiteboard and the code editor. So can somebody acknowledge? Shall I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine, good. Let me check the list of participants, and before I start coding, let me take the attendance first. Yeah, the previous slides only, so let me check. Fine, there are 50 students. So list of absent is, I'm just telling the roll numbers who have not joined till now. And again, I'll reiterate these numbers at the just before the end of the class to cross verify. Okay. So roll number 9 is absent. Roll number 9. मुझे जर्रा मुझे 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 जर्रा नंबर्स लिख लेता मैं बोल बिजी से है जर्रा नंबर्स लिख लेता मैं बोल नहीं हाँ छोड़ बोल दो मुझे भाई रोल नंबर्स yeah so roll number 9 is absent. Next roll number 11. Roll number 11. Then 20. Then 29. 29 is detained anyway. Then 39. 39 and then 50. 53. 53. Then 59 and 60. Who is Vinay K. Reddy? What is your roll number? Vinay K. Reddy. Can you please come in? What is your roll number? Fine. So I have noted the numbers and I will see what is Vinay's number and then is Vinay is there? Ask Vinay to drop his roll number in the chat box. Fine. Okay, Mujib, thank you.
Sir, Vinay's number is 60 only, sir.
60 is Vinay, yeah, okay. But why he's not responding? Neither in the chat box, nor in the audio. That means he has just switched on and then he left out the laptop or phone. Ask him to call. I'm marking him as absent only.
Sir,
Yeah?
sir, roll number 20 is unable to join meeting, sir.
That I'll take care. Don't worry. I'll take care after the class. Okay, fine.
He's asking me to tell you, sir.
Yeah, it's okay, no problem. Okay, so let us start coding the singly linked list now. Shall I proceed? Can somebody acknowledge? I think we are running very slow. Okay, fine. So as I said, so assume that this is your RAM. This is your unused RAM. I hope the whiteboard is visible now. Now I have already written.
Yes.
Yeah, I have already written the singly linked list structure. So please note, for any problem you are asked to implement any routine using singly linked list. First, you must write the wrapper node. Now the terms y node, yx, yp next, it is conventional because node, it represents a single node, x is the data and p next is pointer to the next node. Okay. Fine. So next is, let us now start creating the first node. So what we will do is, we will ask the user to create what is the requirement? We will ask the user, one is to add the node, second is to display, third is to exit. Before all this, let us first create the node. Okay, so what I'll do is, I will take probably, so assume that this is your first node, which is the head node, and head node is, let us assume it is sitting. Okay, so this head node address is, for understanding purpose, I am taking the head node address as 100. So I'm taking in heap at 100 address, I've created the head node. So this is 100. This fellow is head node. Can you please acknowledge, is everything is visible? What I'm drawing, what I'm doing?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Sir.
sir.
Good, okay. So here, as you can see inside the structure, I have two things. So I have represented the two things. So let us assume my array that I want to maintain is, let us say my array requirement is some unknown elements. I'm intentionally taking the numbers, natural numbers from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Okay, so user wants to maintain a 1D array in the form of a single linked list. That means he wants one here. Okay. So now first step is you need to create the head node. Okay. So you define a node star pointer to head node, which is initially pointing to nobody. Clear? So head is initially pointing to nobody, not even 100. I'm assuming head is initially pointing to 0. Next is what? Head is equal to new node type. So this is where I'm assuming that the address is equal to 100. What is this? This fellow is A of zero's address. Okay. So as usual, you need to check the, I'm sorry. As usual, you need to check whether this head is not null. So if head is null, then obviously you don't have even those 4 bytes, isn't it? So display the error message here. Display the error message saying that there is no RAM which is available. That means your RAM is completely occupied by some other variables, and at this point of time, it is not in a position to create even a one node. So therefore, you cannot proceed further to create and maintain a single linked list. Somebody acknowledge, am I audible? Is everything is visible? Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now I'll come here only if I'll come here where my cursor is blinking only if head is not null. What do I need to do? I need to ask cout. Need to,
Sir, your voice is breaking.
yeah, is my voice is audible now? Is my voice is audible now? Is my voice is audible?
Yes, sir. It is audible.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now I'm asking you enter the node value. You enter the node value. So assume that user has entered 1. What is this? This is A of 0. Isn't it? So whatever enter the node value, he wants to enter 1. So that means whatever he is entering Cin, you have to take that into head arrow X. This is where user has entered 1. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
This is where the user is entering A of 0. Okay, so therefore I have represented 1 here. Now next node, since it is the first node, this fellow has to be null. Isn't it? This fellow will be null. This is null. This is 1. That means I also need to make what? Head, which is pointing to the next node as null, because I don't have any other node. This is the first node that I'm creating. Following?
Yes, sir.
So once this is done, once this is done, what I'm doing is you can display that node is display that element is added. Clear? Now, anybody has any doubts in terms of creating a head node? And we have actually stored a of 0 whose value is 1. Anybody has any doubts? Please use your microphone and raise your doubts. Am I clear? Shall I proceed?
Sir.
Can somebody respond? Shall I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yeah, okay, good. Now first node is created. That means next time again you have to go back. So let me try and bring this fellow here. So what I have to do is I have to typically I have to run a infinite while one loop. Just what I'm doing is we have asked the user to enter, to press 1 to add, 2 to display, 3 for exit, isn't it? So I'll be in while one loop, initially asking this, ask the user to choose 1 for addition, 2 for display, and 3 for exit. Then I will probably take that as the choice, let us say C. Okay. Now, if initially if head is itself is null, then what all I have written here, just cutting there and I am pasting here. Are you following? Just understand what I am doing. So initially, if head is null, I am creating the head node. Simple. Can somebody come in? Are you following?
Yes, sir.
This is when head is null. So if head is null, you have created the first node. So this fellow, once if it is end, that means this is what? End of head node creation. Okay. So you go here only when already head is there. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here what? So here in which scenario you will go here? You will go here only when head is not null. Right? That means user is willing to create the second node. My inference is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that means going up. Now user is willing to create the second node. Probably I'll choose some other color. Yes. Now this is the second node. Okay, so let us assume that this fellow is sitting somewhere here. Okay, such that I have now two entities in this black. I have two attributes in this. Sorry. Here Then this fellow has to be null. Okay, so let us assume the address of this is some 800. This is, let us say, 800. What is this 800? This I am considering it as temp. So what I'll do here, I'll now define node star temp is equal to initially pointing to null. Remember, when am I coming here? When my head node is not null, when I already have a head. Already have a head. Okay.
Sir,
Yes, yes.
sir, in the first if function, we return head is equal to null. We will doing all the codes inside in it, but we created the variable head inside the if, sir.
Yeah. Yes, correct only. We have created the head inside if only. So therefore, you will not come into else because this part will be completed during the time of head creation. Are you following? See, first nothing is there. You are asking the user to opt for 1, 2, 3. User doesn't know whether you are keeping one in head or one in a bogey. First, user has entered 1 and he wants to store 1. What you are doing as a coder is you are creating head because that is the first one, that is the red engine. Clear? Clear?
Yes, sir. But with in while we didn't as it is going for sequence way, head is not unknown to the compiler, no, sir.
Come again?
If it will go through sequence way, no, sir. If in the first head, it is unknown to the compiler, sir. We equals to null in the if function.
Oh, that is correct. That is correct. That is correct. You told is exactly correct. This head must be outside while one. That is true.
Yes, sir.
Correct. That is correct. Good. Yeah. Correct. Am I correct now? Are you following?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I have to create second node. That is temp. So same syntax. What? Temp is equal to new node. Again, if temp is again null, just writing. So here tell that there is no RAM here. So you come here only if temp is not null. Okay, so when temp is not null, now here I am going to write a code whose explanation you will understand for 1 or 2 iterations. What I'm again doing is I'll take a node star p, which is initially because I came to when will I come to else? Only when there is a head. So as a coder, remember that you should never lose head. Now, when you are asked to add a new node, you have to start from the head and you have to reach to the extreme end bogey. So, therefore, I am taking one local variable p, which is a node star, which is pointing to null. Okay, now I'm saying that p is equal to you start from head, and unless that p to next node is not null. In this, I'm going to change p is equal to p arrow pointer to next node. Please understand what am I doing here. Maybe what I'll do is, I'll keep drag this fellow down. Like this. Now see. Okay, so now see. First head creation is done. First, point number 1 is done. Can somebody acknowledge? 1 is done and then you have kept null.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, when again user is willing to add, user is opting what? Again, choice 1. So when choice is 1, you are entering, and now you are, because head is not null now, because head is 100. Now you are in else. In this else part, you are creating node whose node value is 800. Now you have taken P, which is initially pointing to null, which is later pointing to head,